Have you heard the news? The big news? I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber, but beyond that, there has been so much Nintendo Switch 2 news that all these channels are making videos on it. And I'm just sitting here like, wow, I guess Spawnwave and I are just missing out on gobs of money because all this new Nintendo Switch 2 news seems to be dropping all around us like freaking bombs during a war or something. And we're not talking about it. And there's probably good reason why. Look, I'm not taking shots at anyone in this video. I'm taking shots at content in this video. I'm taking shots at things that are being discussed in this video because I just feel like people need to have a higher standard about what they talk about. Look, I get it. I get the grind. I get people wanting to get, views and make money on these videos. Cool. That's why a lot of people make videos, because they want to make money on them. But you have to have at least some sort of sense of balance that, hey, this is probably not worth talking about, because what ends up happening is you get into the psyche of these things. People want a new Nintendo console. They're desperate for a new Nintendo console. It's been a long time that the Switch has been on the market. It's obviously been showing some of its shortcomings. So people want to see something new, and they're going to latch on to anything that they hear. They're going to latch on to any sort of rumor that pops up because they want it to be true. But then when that rumor ends up not becoming true, they look at you with a stank eye. They're like, hey, this dude lied to us. And you could sit there and say, well, it wasn't me, I was just reporting on it. But you got to have good sources when you're reporting on stuff. You can't have some random person on the internet that nobody ever talks about be sort of the source of this. And you could shift it back to me and be like, RGT, during the Switch Pro era, you were like the main guy. And sure, maybe I was the face of it, but at least my sources were Bloomberg and Wall Street Journal and stuff like that, like not random people online. So we're going to talk about this Switch Pro news, because one of these things is about a Switch Pro, by the way. So yeah, let's just talk about it. I'm going to give you guys my opinions on both of these stories, why I don't believe them, and why people should hold themselves to a higher standard. If you're a viewer, I'm going to crush your dreams about these stories being actual. If you're a YouTuber, I'm going to try to tell you guys, maybe some hints or tips or something like that. I don't know. Don't take my advice. I'm just a freaking idiot. Over on Gaming Leaks and Reddit a couple days ago, Demon Thief Ganondorf, who actually posted both of these stories, YouTuber Mike Odyssey claims previously reliable sources have told him a new Nintendo console is to be revealed in June or September presentations. In this video, approximately 10 minutes in, Mike Odyssey claims to have heard from several sources of a big planned presentation that will officially announce the next Nintendo console to take place either in the June or September directs. He also claims one of his sources is the same person that contacted him about an April 12th Zelda Direct to take place, showing off one last look at the game before release, which did not happen, but was followed by the final trailer the next day. So Mike Odyssey, who is Mike Odyssey? I know Mike Odyssey. I don't think Mike Odyssey's a bad guy at all. Mike Odyssey recently said he's not going to really cover rumors and leaks anymore because people were getting mad at him for some of this stuff, and that's kind of a lesson learned with this whole situation. Like, people don't realize how big and how influential they can be when it comes to stuff like this. And it took me a long time to realize, how impactful my words could be, especially on a situation like this. But taking this situation at face value, I have talked to Mike Odyssey. I've been talking to him for a very long time. I was helping him out. He had some questions about his channel. I helped him out with that and stuff. Try to tell him, he wanted to change his name. It was originally, I think, Nintendo Academy or Nintendo Odyssey or something, but he wanted to be able to talk about other things. I said, yo, change up the name, man. Go to Mike Odyssey or something like that. And that's what he ended up going with. So I've known Mike for a very long time. I don't think he's a bad guy, but I just feel like, some of the stuff that he talks about, he might not fully understand it. And some of the stuff that he talks about, he probably shouldn't talk about. Emails are very hard to vet. You could have someone, a broken clock is right twice a day. So I feel like a situation like that where someone is just telling you this massive stuff. So the thought process is this would be announced in June, a month after Zelda. And then in September at the Nintendo Live event, which we already covered and we know has nothing to it, this system would be there. And it's like, no, that's not happening. We already know what, I don't understand why we're hyping up Nintendo Live. And if I am wrong on this, please feel free to tell me I was wrong on it. I will make a video. I was wrong about it, because I'm not afraid to be wrong about things, but a lot of people are afraid to be wrong about things, and they'll try to, you know, juke and jive and avoid the confrontation and avoid the situation head on, because they don't want to be wrong, because, you know, for whatever reason. I understand people are different emotionally, but what ends up happening is when somebody reports something like this, you know, there's going to be a big June event or a big September event, or maybe it's going to happen in June and then you can play it at Nintendo Live in September. People latch on to that. People get excited for that. Other YouTubers start talking about it, and you get this whole big ball of misinformation that just ends up rolling down a hill, and it never really stops. You know, people just keep talking about it. And, you know, like, sure, there is a chance that it could happen, but if you honestly think that Nintendo is going to show off a new system a month after the biggest game for the Nintendo Switch comes out, like, that's just silly to me. That's just silly to me. And the next story, I don't even know what's going on here. Retail Uncle Retail, like, who is Uncle Retail? The Retail Uncle here. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. This is from a few minutes ago. The videos have already been made, though. Retail Uncle Tamakichi / Sega Mega 999, who works in gaming wholesale in Japan, has been tweeting about a new Nintendo console over the past few days, implying Zelda, Mario, and Splatoon on release, also hinting at a similar announcement or launch window as the PS5 Pro, Switch Pro, PS5 Pro. So that's not a Switch 2, that's a Switch Pro. And then you'll be manufacturing great quantities, and then it was on the Fama boards, and then some people over on Fama boards are talking about it, and Nintendo YouTubers have already started claiming this is proof that Switch 2 is confirmed, which also proves that I'm not a Nintendo YouTuber. But I thought to myself, okay, you know, let's look at Uncle Cracker here, you know, whatever the hell his name is. He's obviously got to be some big person, right? He's got to have a big Twitter account. He's got to be a big deal. Here's Uncle Cracker. Switch Pro, PS5 Pro. Wow, you're going to become a great manufacturer, a wholesaler. A winner is you. One like. The tweet has 1 like. He has 702 followers. These are the people that we're putting our trust into? What is this? Like, okay, like, you sell some stuff in Japan, maybe? He talks about a fake Supreme Switch. Let's see what else is here. Seeing that a certain wife's photo has been made public, I worry unnecessarily about the past. Oh wow, we're not gonna read that shit, because I don't like the way that sounded. Like, what? What is this? Who is this person? Why should I believe anything that this person has to say? Why have I never heard of this person? You know what? Let's look him up. Let's look him up on Google. We are going to Google the Sega Mega 999. All right, here we go. We got his Twitter account. We have people making videos about the Switch, because he said something about Switch, something from 2019 about Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition won't be restocked in Japan. Now there's our Family Boards post. Like, there's nothing here. There's no valuable information. What is this? Okay, this is a Nintendo site. Oh God, translate it into English. Here's a tweet that he made for talking about Square Enix. Sanuki's title order will be wait and see. What? Like, nobody cares about this. Nobody's talking about this. Who are you? Who are you? And why do people put so much credence into what this guy has to say? I have found nothing. Looking through this individual's Twitter profile, I have found nothing that jumps out at me and says, hey, this guy, you gotta trust him. All right, the warehouse is gonna have the PS5 Pro and the Switch Pro, because it's not the Switch 2, but people are talking about it like the Switch 2, because all the videos that are being made about it are called Switch 2. And it's like, bro, calm down. YouTubers have to do a better job of vetting what they're gonna talk about. I get it. You're not the one reporting it. You're not the initial source of it, but you do have some part of liability when it comes to reporting it, because I can report every single email that I ever get. I could show you guys Metroid Prime 4 footage. I could do that. I have some footage of it. And you know what? I think it's actually real. It's very early in development, but somebody sent me this a long time ago. Why did I never make a video on it? Because I'm not sure enough. I'm pretty damn sure it is. I've shown it to a few close confidants, and they're like, whoa, wait a minute. And I'm like, yeah, dude, but I can't show you guys that. And that's something that has substance. That has something that you could actually see it. We've got to do better, folks. What do I think about Mike's June and September speculation? It is simply speculation. I don't think it's going to happen. I think there's no sign of it happening. We already know what Nintendo Live is going to be in September. June, there's no way in hell they're going to talk about a Nintendo Switch 2 and be like, hey, we just released Zelda, but screw that shit. We got the Switch 2 coming out. And then Uncle Cracker, whatever. I can make a tweet that says Switch Pro and PS5 Pro. That doesn't mean shit. I don't understand how you get 10 minutes. I struggled to get a little over 10 minutes out of this video, and I had 2 sources to talk about. I hope you enjoyed this video. To anyone who got offended by it, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to help everyone out. Just trying to make a better place for it. I see you guys emailing me these stories. Why am I not talking about them? If you don't see me talking about them, or Spawnwave talking about them, or websites talking about them, like, that's kind of my litmus test. If I can't go back to a website that I've seen, or I know of at least, and say, okay, well, they're reporting it, so maybe they've heard something about that. If I can't do that, I'm probably not going to touch the story. That's just me, though. And I understand other people work differently, but you do have a responsibility to your audience when you talk about things like this. Even if it's just a rumor or something, you do have a responsibility to your audience to at least do due diligence and at least try to give them information that you believe to be correct. And if people get mad at you, I mean, it's just the nature of the game, baby. It's the nature of the game. So let me know what you think of everything in the comments section down below. I'm done talking. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Share it around. Let all your friends know about the new Nintendo Switch news. Later.